And why don't you do something that changes the world?
And quit being lazy. That's right. And a slacker. I want you to share what you are. I've sponsored you being here full time. I want you to share with the people as one of the millennials. Aren't you a millennial?
I believe so.
How old are you, son?
34.
34 now. When you came here, you were how old?
I was about 28, 29.
28. I want you to share with the people what goes on here, the curriculum, and what GMMI is really doing and how they sponsored your training here and that and whatever.
Absolutely.
And deal with also the mindset of parents who think this is a cult, who think I have taken y'all away from y'all careers and all of this crap.
Right.
You understand? But share how there is no school y'all went to that would pay your bills, do all of that so you can focus on Jesus full time and do work. Go ahead. From the world.
Yes, sir. And I mean, I just thank God for this opportunity, and just want to thank Apostle. Thank you, sir, because what you have given us, what you've given myself, all these young people, I never even knew that this existed until I met Apostle. And I was in college, when I had met you, and I had been going to school for business. I got a business degree in Indiana. Then I went to Purdue University and got a psychology degree. And so I'm studying all this stuff. I know there's a calling of God in my life, so I'm trying to find out where I can study to help people, right? And of course, I'm learning all this, a lot of stuff is good, but I'm learning a lot of just secular stuff that doesn't help anybody. And I'm paying tens of thousands of dollars for it at the same time while I'm holding down a job, trying to get my education and working all at the same time, just trying to make ends meet. And so while I was going to then my graduate studies, I got a master's in counseling at a Christian university in Indiana. And altogether, my tuition, and this is just tuition, was at least about $100,000 and I would say $10,000. That's for a bachelor's and then a master's degree with all the studies. And then that's not just expenses, everything on top of that. So I was in a state, I was pastoring a church, in Indiana as assistant pastor. I was just crying out for God. I said, God, this ain't working. I'm going to this Christian university. Some stuff is great they're teaching, but this ain't getting any results like it should. And, I'm listening to some of the teachers out there, the Bible school teachers and just different colleges out there. I researched other universities, and I was just like, there's something more. And then the Lord, while I was on Amazon, I saw Apostle's book. And I saw Face to Face, and it sprung up, and I went to Apostle's website, and the Lord said, this is it. This is me. This is what you've been asking for. So I began to come up here while I'm in studies, while I'm going to school.
And I want to say this. You see, we don't have stupid people coming on our staff because they ain't got no career. You understand that? These people have their master degrees. God has told them to come here. Who gives up a 6-figure job like Michelle Brannon out of an oil and gas company to come here full time because the Lord appears to her to do this? I wanted you to finish, but I want you to understand that we're not just getting, they're just getting bummers off the street that don't want to do that. No. God is appearing to people of all sects of life, study people. Come on, you can say amen for that. That's right. Go on and go to those phones and start pledging. Amen. Yes, go ahead.
Amen. And I was even working for a family company, about an 80-year-old business, and I wanted to stay and work there. There's a diamond dye business, they deal internationally and in America very strong. And, so all these things are presented before me, but I knew that there was something more. And when I saw the Face-to-Face book, and I began to come up here, and I met Apostle, and I saw what he was doing. And this was like 5 years ago, right? And God began to say, this is it. This is what I'm doing on the earth. And then I had the absolute privilege, and this is what's so awesome among 1,000 things that Apostle's doing. He takes these young people on the road with him. I mean, he not only comes in here and pours in hours. I mean, sometimes Apostle will come in here and pour 5 to 7 hours just into the staff, just pouring into us. Who does that? He's the Lord's friend. He's really 100% sold out to raise up true laborers for the harvest. That's why any person that comes here, you get a quality education in the kingdom because of Apostle Taylor, and because God is with him, because he has paid the price to do this. And so I was going through all these things, you know, and then how I initially, you know, Apostle sponsored me to come here is the first time I got to travel with him was in Korea. And I was there and I heard Apostle in February of 2013. This is while I'm in my graduate studies. And the Lord, this is what's so crazy, Apostle. I don't know if I've ever shared this, but I'm in my graduate studies and like nearing my graduation in the prime of it. And the Lord tells me to go to Korea. My professors didn't understand it. I mean, the students didn't understand, like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. Jesus told me to go. I mean, but this is how important, what a value God puts on this. He not cared about all these, you know, other things that we're all worried about. He is concerned about the real matters of the harvest. And he will call us out of our lives and inconvenience us for the main thing. And that's what he began to do to me. I'm not up here blowing smoke. I'm not trying to flatter anybody. I'm not up here because I've been mind controlled and
That's what they say about me. I'm mind controlling everybody. You know what they say? That you all are so stupid that the moment you come to those doors, you're being hypnotized by me. And they said I'm doing it to millions of people. I don't think millions of people can be that dumb. Freak. What's wrong with them? Go on.
That's absolutely right. I mean, we are here because we love to be here. We love God. We love Apostle. We love what he's doing, what God is doing, you know. And so I went to Korea. I heard saw the miracles, saw how Jesus was appearing to all these Koreans, and how the Lord was visiting Apostle. And I got back from that trip, and I said, what manner of move is this? And I began to seek God. I said, God, who is Apostle in your kingdom? What is this? I know this is real, but my mind's like trying to catch up. And the Lord said, I said, Lord, teach me how to understand this. Teach me how to receive and honor Apostle as your face-to-face prophet. Teach me what that means. And this is the first time the Lord really, besides the very first time he appeared to me when you said the Lord would come to me, and he appeared to me twice after I began to seek the Lord about who you were and what this movement is. And he said, when you honor my face-to-face prophet, you receive my face-to-face reward. And he came to me and he began to validate and begin to speak to me. And I'm pastor in a church, and, you know, the pastor wants me to take over the church and do all this stuff. And I'm thinking, God is calling me here. You know, family has ideas for me, all this stuff. I'm thinking, I get this degree, and I'm thinking I'm going to go get a job and, you know, make easily with that degree, you can make a six-figure salary even in the first year if you do it right. You know, I mean, all these things, but God says, no, I'm bringing you here. And just one side note before I touch on something else, but I have had more. It's been such an honor to be here because Apostle has really trained all of us, but myself, the things I've learned from him, I didn't learn in my graduate studies. And I'm not blowing smoke. I'm honest before God. I've learned more in one of his teachings than I've learned in all my education combined. And this is $100,000, like top of the line. You know, I don't know, maybe some of you know, but the guy that wrote that top-selling book called Boundaries in the Christian Counseling Field, he teaches at this university. So this is not a low-level thing, right? I'm learning like from the best, the cutting edge. Wow. They would say the cutting edge is, you know, whatever in that field. But I've learned more in Apostle's teaching, just one, than all of that combined because of his face-to-face relationship with Jesus Christ. And so on the phone, you know, people be calling and they're dealing with all this crazy stuff, right? And, you know, I would be in my counseling school trying to help people because I had to do about 500 hours of direct counseling one-on-one with people. I'd be trying to help them. I'm like trying to figure out what to do with them. And I'm like, God, they're messed up and I'm messed up and I can't help them. But then when I began to get connected with Apostle, I would begin to get the wisdom now through the teachings and the revelations and breaking condemnation off of people. Now people call in almost daily that are suicidal and they're getting set free over the phone line.
Hallelujah. That's powerful.
I mean, even one lady, she was literally on the bridge. She was in New York. She was walking to the bridge and she's calling and says, I'm done. But here's the thing. Apostle has taught us as ministers how to get them out of that, how to get that spirit off them. And now she was rescued, and now she has her own place. She's got a job today. This happens almost every day. These type of suicidal calls, and this isn't including all the marriage issues, the strung out people on drug issues, alcoholics that call in every day. And how do you put a price on that? How do you put a price on a life saved? That's just one. There are thousands calling in every day, but people need to be able to answer those phones. They need to be trained, and they need to be trained well. And here is where you get trained well with Apostle. And in all the education, everything I've done, God called me up here, and I'll be honest. I mean, I came up here and didn't know what to expect. I just knew the Lord told me to come, and this has been the most exciting. This has been the best journey of my life. I'm getting processed in my character here, where you wouldn't get processed in a Bible school. You can hide in a Bible school and do your little studies, but here you do the studies and you get processed in your character because it's an apostle. He's a true father. And he will tell you what you need to change so you can be successful, and he will not hold back. And he will really help you through it. He shows genuine love. He doesn't, flatter you or pat you on the back when you're really destroying yourself. No, he makes sure to get you right. And he's a true father. And all these lies out there that apostles controlling us, that, we're being mishandled or anything, that these are complete heresies and lies. That is so ridiculous. It makes me sick to my stomach.
I'm just thinking, one of the recent lies they've told is that I got everybody up in the attic. And I got them all living up there, and they can't eat, they can't sleep, they got to stay on the phones all night. Well, if you go up there, that is not an attic.